and welcome to another Restrap how-to. Today we're looking at race bar bags. We've got two of them here. First up we've got the race drop bar bag, and second of all we've got the race flat bar bag. Run through the differences between the two, when you might want to use one over the other, and how to fit them both now. Okay, so let's have a little run through some of the features more specifically. First of all, because it is race range, then it's designed for fast and light travel. So all the materials are the lightest that we can use while still maintaining that durability there. We've got a reflective patch on the front here. Then the dry bag is 100% waterproof, seam sealed, so yeah, you can trust that everything that's in there is going to stay dry. And the attachment points are really simple really. We've got these lovely cam locks that fit around the handlebars, and you can really cinch that down tightly, and when they're cinched up then the bar bag really doesn't want to budge at all. And then we have the additional elastic that wraps around either your head tube or steerer tube depending on the bike and how that fits, just to keep everything a little bit more stable. And it just helps preventing any bouncing, particularly when you're riding off-road, which you're probably a little bit more likely to do with the flat bar version. And then we've got a new addition which is applied across all of our bar bags in the entire range now, both race bar bags and also our bikepacking range bar bags. And that is the grip tight patch, which is perhaps easiest to show like this to start off with. You can see that the dry bag is held in place by just a simple strip of hook and loop there, but it's really useful for two reasons. First of all, when you're putting the bag on the bike, it enables you to attach it and then worry about clipping things without the bag falling out of the way. And then also, while you're riding along and that's in place, then you've got no risk of the dry bag trying to slip out one side or the other, which again is more important when you're riding on rough off-road ground. Let's take a closer look at the flat bar version before we then compare it to the drop bar one. The first thing that you can probably notice is that the shape of the dry bag is slightly different. We've gone for a double-ended dry bag this time, but more importantly than that, it's actually just got a slightly tighter diameter there, which means that there's more clearance between the bottom of the bag and the tyre as well, which we found is really useful actually on some flat bar bikes. And we're able to do that and keep the same 7-litre capacity by making it a little bit wider here, which obviously is tricky to do when you're using drop bars and the bars get in the way. Other than that, it's actually an identical bag. The holster part of the system is exactly the same to the drop bar version. How it attaches to the bike is exactly the same. And in fact, we actually sell the drop bar version of the dry bag separately as well. So once you've got the holster for one or the other, then you can swap between the two depending on what bike you're using. And obviously it's important to say that the world's not going to burst on fire if you do put this in between drop bars. You may just have to roll the ends a little bit tighter, and then, you know, it's up to you what bike you fit it on. Okay, so we've looked at the features on the flat bar version. Let's just take a look at the ones on the drop bar. Most obviously, you'll see that the dry bag is a very different shape. We've got these two stretch pockets, one on either side. Great for gel, snacks, that kind of thing. You can see that the form is just designed to fit within drop bars a little bit more easily. So you can imagine that with a wider bag, then there's just not that space for drop bars. But other than that, we've got an absolutely identical holster. We call this a dry pack rather than a dry bag, but it is essentially 100% waterproof still and seals up at the top by this top roll. And yeah, the nature of the way that this rolls at the top, it means that it's literally impossible to fit more than the 7-litre capacity in there as well. So do bear in mind that if you are going on a longer trip or you're not wanting to pack particularly light, then the race range may not be the option for you. We've obviously got other bigger bar bags out there in our range, and maybe take a look at those. Let's have a little look at the fitting. I'll show you with the flat bar version, but the fitting, because it's the same holster, is obviously identical for the drop bar version as well. First of all, just loosen off these cam buckles. You'll see that they come with foam pads here. They're specifically to sit between the bar and the bag. That's the first one done, and then the second, and just literally just lifting up on the end of the strap to tighten that with the cam buckle. We've just got O-rings here, so you can tidy up your straps too and get those put away. And that's kind of the bag in place, and it's already pretty secure on there. Got a toggle there through the elastic, and then tighten that up as much as is needed. For some bikes it might be up around here, but generally you want it in parallel with the bag, and you can tuck the end away. You can slide all of this round to tidy things up. Just for some fun and just to prove that it will work, let's just swap out the flat bar version of the dry bag with the drop bar one. One thing to do to start off with is actually just illustrate how the grip tight patch works. Again, we've got the Velcro here. I'm just lining that up neatly and it holds it in place. Will I then bring these straps around, just snug those up a little bit. We've got these strap tidies on the end just to clean up any loose ends that you do have. As you can see, it will fit on there absolutely fine, work completely okay. And if you would rather have the stretchy pockets on a flat bar bike, then go ahead with it. So there you have it, two versions of the race bar bag, flat bar and drop bar, both of them with some really neat new features. Pick the one that best suits your bike, and if you've got any questions, then as always, just get in touch and let us know.